So this experience has really inspired me.
Bentley's platform is an amazing system.
The iTwin platform, I think what makes it really exciting is the wide-reaching applications it has.
Real-time insights, an amazing overview of all your data on one screen.
With the iTwin4Good challenge, we took the students through a 6-week process that took them right from the ideation concept through implementation to now where they can then go on to make impact.
We're talking about using digital twin platforms to create sustainable cities, to create sustainable solutions to environmental challenges.
We designed this competition in a way that requires the students to use the iTwin platform because we really see that as game-changing technology. And it's just remarkable what they're able to come up with in terms of solving problems that have been around for a really long time.
I think being able to bring young people in, and getting them involved at an early stage, with the technology, so they can see what technology is doing now and how it can benefit our industry.
People need to see things if they're going to believe in them. If I ever have a problem, I'm failing to contextualize, using the iTwin platform to really make it something that people can see and interact with. It really makes my story that much more powerful.
Using the iTwin technology was a great way to learn something new, to create a great solution and to help change the world.
The amount of people we could impact using the Bentley system was quite literally endless. It was an amazing opportunity to be able to use it within our idea.
Even as a storytelling device, in as much as it is a technical one, I think the iTwin platform has a lot of implications for my own career and my own future projects.
Dobre Utre, and welcome to the iTwin4Good Championship at the Enactus World Cup 2024 here in Astana. Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you all here, Enactus students, staff, alumni, and the judges sitting here in front. I am Sarah, and I'm very excited to experience with you today what happens when the entrepreneurial action of Enactus meets technology and advances SDG impact. And this is what awaits us today. Those are 5 pitches, the winners from the championships of each of the participating countries. So we have Brazil, Germany, Ireland, Canada, and UK joining us up on stage today. But to really understand what the iTwin4Good Championship is all about, I think we should meet its initiator. So welcome up on stage with me, Ivan from Bentley Systems.
How are you doing?
Hi, Ivan. I'm very good. How about you? We met really in Germany.
Yeah, finally.
Meet again here.
Yes, and finally here today.
Did you have safe travels to Astana?
It was amazing. It was a good travel. I came with my son, 15 years old, Alex. He's a...
Round of applause for him.
Yeah, Alex is a very clever boy, right? Alex told me the other day we were in the car, he said, "Hey, Daddy, I have this problem, and such person said that thing to me." And, of course, as a good daddy that I am, I put my hat on, and I started telling him how to do things, what he should say, how he should behave. He looked at me straight into my eyes, and he said, "Daddy, sometimes you just have to listen." That's what we're doing here today, isn't it? We're creating a platform for them so we can listen to everyone, and we can listen to the students, and we can hear what they say, their ideas, how they want us to save the planet with them. So we created the iTwin4Good initiative using the iTwin platform from Bentley Systems for them to come up with these ideas. And they're going to demonstrate it all to you today. And I'm sure you're going to love it. Thank you.
You just mentioned the iTwin platform. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how that integrates into the challenge?
So Bentley Systems has a platform where you can upload a 3D model, connect that 3D model with the physical world, and replicate everything that is happening in the physical world, into the digital. But you can also do the other way around. So let's say if you have a house and you have a window in the house and you want to open that window, if you open physically, it will be open in the digital house. But equally, if you close it in the digital house, it will close in the physical house. How do you do that? Through IoTs. And of course, you're going to have a motor there in the house, so you can, control all virtually. Isn't this amazing?
Yeah, it's
I find it
fascinating.
incredible.
And we're going to see how our teams have integrated that into their projects today. Are you excited?
Cool.
Perfect. So why don't we get started already? Thank you, Ivan.
Yeah.
Sit back and relax. Your job is done.
I will. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, why don't we get started? See, the top 5 pitches are ready. For that, I address the judges now to activate their judges tools. You have heard the briefing before. We have an evaluation form access code that will appear here for you that you should enter into your form. And just a few organizational matters before we start. In case of technical issues, you are always welcome to raise your hand. Then somebody from the staff will approach you and help you out with that. Just for your overview, each pitch will have a duration of 5 minutes. It will be followed by a 5-minute Q&A. We will really ask you to keep the doors closed during this time so our teams can really concentrate on their pitches and Q&A and do their best. However then, if you have questions during the Q&A, just raise your hand and somebody from our staff will approach you with the microphone. Excuse me? Yeah, okay. So, Tobias, why don't you approach these judges to, resolve some of the questions. If there's any other, please just raise your hands. Feel free. And, remember for the questions, like you were told in the judges briefing, really focus on one question at a time. Make it short and precise so the teams can really bring out the best in themselves. And just to prepare you, we will have a short break between the 3rd and the 4th pitch around 11 o'clock, and then really finish the session at around 12 and treat ourselves to a lunch and networking. So, why don't we get started already? In a previous session, there has been a drawing to determine the order of the pitches that we're going to hear here today. And one team was lucky to get the first slot, and that is Team iTwin4Good from Enactus, Brazil. So why don't we welcome them on stage? You will receive a microphone from my colleague here. Okay, perfect. Welcome on stage. You will be the first team. How does that feel? Are you nervous?
Super.
Don't worry. I think you have a good audience, good and supporting audience, so don't worry at all. Best of luck, and let the show begin. You may now begin your presentation.
Imagine a future where our cities are left in darkness, not because we lack energy, but due to our inability to manage it. A blackout isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's an imminent catastrophe, a crisis that threatens lives and challenges our very survival.
Hospitals lose power, emergency services are suspended, and vital systems like water and transportation collapse. The living population in a state of absolute chaos. This is not a science fiction scenario. It's a green reality we may face if we don't act now.
Last year, in our home, Brazil, we faced a blackout that affected all regions of the country, where in just 10 minutes, the national power grid lost over 25% of its energy, leaving more than 29 million people affected. States suffered with water shortage, the commercial sector was paralyzed, and hospitals were forced to deny appointments and exams.
And the cause of the blackout is closely tied to our future. Its zone become more common. The increasing complexity of the new renewable energy sources. Globally, countries are racing to reduce carbon emission by decreasing reliance on clean. According to International Energy Agency, the world needs to triple its renewable energy capacity by 2030.
While these sources are crucial for a sustainable future, they also introduce new challenges. Renewable energy is often intermittent, meaning they're not always available when needed most. And to address these challenges, we present you TwinGrid. Powered by Bentley Systems' iTwin platform, TwinGrid is an electric grid management software that addresses these challenges head-on. It supports the United Nations SDGs 7, 9, and 11.
Our smart grid will just react to problems, but it also anticipates them. With the use of smart sensor, TwinGrid can redirect energy from areas of low demand to high demand. Ensuring the even energy oscillators, the lights stay on. It detects faults in real time and defines the most efficient way to reroute to minimize of outages.
Our strategy begins with a comprehensive onboarding process. So we will work closely with the utility operators to evaluate the existing data sources and identify gaps. This will help us determine where additional sensors are needed and how to integrate them seamlessly into the grid. TwinGrid will be offered as a subscription service to utilities and large-scale energy consumers, with an initial setup cost for real-time data collection components.
With expense limited to installation, private and maintenance, the profit comes the service potential to impact large-scale population in other cities.
To illustrate TwinGrid's capabilities, imagine a city powered by our system. It has 3 zones, each with different energy needs. Zone 1 has low demand, with minimal activity and energy usage. Zone 2 has moderate demand, with businesses and homes operating normally. And Zone 3 has high demand, perhaps due to a large event or industrial activity. Suddenly, Zone 3 experiences a spike in its energy consumption. Without intervention, it risks overloading and causing outages. And this is where TwinGrid steps in. TwinGrid detects the increased load on Zone 3 and automatically reroutes power from Zone 1, where the demand is low. With TwinGrid, power outages are minimized and energy is used optimally. This is the future of energy management, a future where people don't have to worry about staying in the dark.
In this ever-evolving energy landscape, TwinGrid is not just a solution, it's a necessity.
Join us in creating a resilient and efficient energy future. Together, we can keep the lights on for everyone.
Good job, Team Brazil. Thank you so much for your presentation. And with this, we will dive right into the Q&A session. Judges, if you have a question, just raise your hand, and our staff waiting at the sides will bring a microphone to you.
Hi, great presentation, thanks. How does your system compares with existing electricity? How does your system compares to existing energy management systems?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
Yes, so the question is, how does system that you are proposing compares with what exists today?
How it compares to energies today?
Yeah, how it is different from the way utility companies are managing energy today?
Yeah, so basically most utilities companies, especially in Brazil today, they only have this sensoring. They can control remotely with actuators, but they don't have this algorithm where they can predict the demand and reshift energy from zone to zone. So with the increasing complexity with renewable energies, this becomes even more hard work. So TwinGrid comes to address these challenges and make it easier for the utility operators to operate the grid and prevent blackouts.
Thank you. Check.
Hi, Team Brazil. Is it on? Can you hear me?
Oui.
Okay. Well done. Great presentation. Quick question. Who pays for the service? Is it the municipality? Is it the businesses, consumers? Who exactly pays for the service?
Yeah, so who pays for the service is the utilities companies that serve the consumers. So we're a business-to-business model.
Okay.
So utilities companies come to us and they buy the software, and they have the potential to reduce their maintenance costs and prevent outages, which is the most important, which obviously causes a huge amount of losses in value. So they can get these costs and pass it to the customers. So the customers pay less for their energy due to reduced maintenance time.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the audience? Feel free to raise your hand. Well, it looked like you answered almost all the questions. We have one more from back there.
Yeah, quick question. So you created a 3D model of a city and you connected it to the digital twin, is that right?
Yeah, is that right? So the physical model, it's made from, it's 3D printed. It's a small scale part of London. So I've divided into 3 zones and hooked it up to some microcontrollers. And when I switch on, I basically switch on the high consumption rate for that zone. And what you saw on the video was that me pushing the switches and indicating there was more consumption in that zone. So yeah, TwinGrid, the 3D model, physical model interacts in real time with the TwinGrid app, remotely.
Are there any other questions from the audience? Looks like you've done an amazing job at explaining your project then. Yes, please. We have one more question here.
I can speak all loud enough.
Okay.
So my question would be, so have you already implemented it? Have you already got customers at this point in time?
Actually, no. We had 6 weeks to do this app, but it's completely integrated with utilities companies as of right now. We do have the sensors, and we would still need to buy the actuators to actually reroute power. So most utilities companies already have these kinds of devices, so actuators. So onboarding will be a pretty easier process. Yeah.
Can I just then ask, in addition to that, so what is your plan to roll it out? Do you have already done a research to see what is the need in terms of the utilities businesses that are providing that service?
Sorry, could you repeat the last part?
I want to know your Q&A time is now over. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Team Brazil. In here. Where are you? Back there. Perfect. Vice President Operations of Enactus Brazil. What do you think? What did you think of your country's presentation?
I was nervous, but I think it was great. I think it's amazing how well those students do here. I don't believe I could do myself. So anyway, great job, guys.
You don't need to do it yourself. You have amazing teams to do the pitching for you. And actually, I heard you have a lot of teams at Enactus Brazil who have participated in this challenge. How many were those?
Yes, we had initial students, 124 students asking to participate, in total 32 teams. We selected 80 teams on the finals, 18. So we ended up with some few to make the presentation, and finally we got the winner for the Brazil Championship.
Good luck. So you had really tough competition at this point. So Judging from how many teams you had, this must be a very important thing for Enactus Brazil. What is the value of the iTwin4Good challenge for your country?
Brazil had a very well-established program. We are operating 25 years in Brazil already. But iTwin brought us two big items. The first one is that we didn't have a challenge specifically for technology. So that was the first time that we could propose technology type of challenge to make social impact. And we discovered that a good portion of our students are engineers, and we were not taking the advantage of them. So somehow bringing this capacity to use their knowledge to propose solution was one big step over. The second thing is that also the collaboration. Not sure if you realize those two guys, they are from two different states. I don't think they met each other during the competition, so they had to do that remotely. And I think that's the big innovation that I'm seeing in Enactus, making collaboration. Because I think at Enactus, we do a lot of competition, and I think Bentley brought this capacity for us to do collaboration. I think that was the big innovation that, thank you, Ivan, allowed us to implement in Brazil.
Thank you very much. So let's celebrate this collaboration today. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of the show. And we continue with Greenscape from Enactus, Germany. Okay, welcome up on stage, Team Greenscape from Enactus, Germany. Do you feel ready, girls?
Yes.
So let's
ready to go.
You may now begin your presentation.
All right. Hi, we are Greenscape, and we address these 4 SDGs, in particular SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. Our goal is to mitigate the consequences of urbanization. We identified 2 major issues, one of them being air pollution. It's a significant issue since 99% of the global population breathes in polluted air already. It has the potential to reduce our average lifespan by 2.3 years, not to mention the 7 million people that die prematurely each year. Next to the adverse health consequences are also economic consequences. The cost due to air pollution amounted to $8.1 trillion in 2019. The urban heat island effect, on the other hand, substantially increases the number of heat-related illnesses and deaths, while simultaneously heightening our energy consumption, which creates a vicious cycle that exacerbates air pollution. Greenscape improves the air quality, lowers the urban temperatures, and creates a cohesive community by facilitating the implementation of urban green spaces that offer a manifold of perks such as improved physical and mental health, while offering the community a space to gather. But how do we turn this into a business? Let's take a look at our business model.
Well, we combine 2 sides of the same solution. On the one hand, we have the public sector, and on the other,
and on the other, the community. The public sector finances all of our physical costs, meaning space, plants, and equipment. On the other hand, the community finances all additional costs. So, for example, maintenance of the application, as well as the maintenance of our green spaces. But do not worry, we won't impose payments on our community. We have a free plan which consists from advertising from designated companies who have corresponding values and so finance this program. But we have also a premium plan who offers some additional functions as well as no advertisement. But I will walk you quickly through our customer journey. First, you can register on our website and then decide when, where, and what you want to plant. Then you can pick up your plant nearby in a flower shop and go directly to a designated green space to plant. After fulfilling your action, you collect points which then can be redeemed for coupons nearby. So we will look at our website and how the iTwin comes into place. We have created a quick profile from our dear friends from Canada. So let's sign up and then we will kickstart our planting journey.
Here you can see our iTwin. We've implemented a map to move around in with pins on our operating locations. Since our friend here is from Canada, let's take a look at one of our green spaces in Ottawa. If you hover over a pin, further information gets displayed, like the address and how many plots are available for planting. If you click on a pin, you'll be redirected to our webpage. There you can see a 3D plot model at that location, including the existing plants there, as well as the plants that you can plant there. You can test if a plant would fit somewhere in the plot digitally, and then continue the booking process as we've explained in the customer journey. After planting it, the plant will appear at the local plot, and you get the chance to add it into your virtual garden as well. The virtual garden is a model of the plants you have planted yourself, where you can track and edit the progress and also add personal decoration. You can click on the plants to receive further information we're tracking with our digital twin.
So we've chosen peace lily because it had great impact on air quality. You see here we have some impact displayed, for example, the absorption of CO2 as well as the consumption of O2, but it's not where it ends. We will track the moisture of the soil to tell you when your plant needs to be watered, as you see right there. But we will also be able to track your personal impact by counting how many plants you've planted and how high your impact score is, so that you can feel fulfilled. In the end, we will tell you how much Greenscape has achieved in your city. For example, here's an example from data from Medellin, Colombia, where they already implemented green corridors.
And this is how we achieve our long-term goal. Less concrete, more green. And this is us. We are 3 students from the University of Mannheim. Join us and let's sow the seeds for a better tomorrow together. Thank you.
Congratulations. Good job. Are you relieved?
Yes. Yes.
I can imagine. So let's dive right into the Q&A. Any questions from the judges in the first 2 rows? For you to raise your hand. One there.
Hi, great presentation, thanks for that. What is your business model? How do you plan to make money?
Well, we decided, you can go back on the page, that all fixed costs, so space plans as mentioned, will be covered by the city. We already talked to the city of Mannheim, and they say because they need more green spaces, because Mannheim has very much concrete, as I can tell, and so they're able to finance it. But all additional costs we want to finance through either the premium plan or advertisement, because we think it offers a great platform for other companies to show that they want to make impact where we live.
Thank you.
Hi, great project. My question is more regarding also the business model that you have. Do you guys have already a growth expectations, some goals in terms of the finance activity of the project? Do we spoke with some clients, potentials, talking about right now the corporate companies?
Yes, we're actually in contact with Procter & Gamble, P&G, and they have a few brands that reflect our values, and they are willing to have some advertisements on our platform.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is, you mentioned that you are able to do soil testing and advise the clients on what to do next. I wanted to ask, do you have teams everywhere that you are targeting that are able to go to the field to do the in-person soil testing? How is the model around that?
Yeah, right now we're working with sensors to track all of the data, and we tested it with a few plants at home already, so that's how we're going to start our MVP.
Okay, thank you.
Just one question. I want to find out, so the green spaces, it's not allocated by you. So I can say I want to have it at my household. Is that correct?
It could be like that. Normally you target more of the public sector because they offer more space. But if you say, well, I have a garden and I am open to participate in the project, it is very possible that you have the chance.
And you can replicate your real garden as your virtual garden.
Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you again. So for some cities, you need like permission to plant plants in the public area. So how you can handle this? Have you have agreement with like cities, government to manage this?
Yeah, so we're in talks with the city of Mannheim because there's a necessary need, but also through our sponsor, or rather the bank that gave us seed funding, the ProCredit Bank, we have access to the Balkan region and a lot of contact to the banks and other contacts operating there. And so we've also been talking to them to get our project started there as well.
Are there any other questions from the judges? Looks like you did a pretty good job at previously answering all the questions through your pitch already.
Yeah.
However, take this last minute to think about if there's anything unclear to you in this project and its business model that you want to ask a question about. Yeah, this is a good thing. We'll just hold
Fine with us.
Looks like judges are happy. And with that, your Q&A time has expired. Thank you, girls. Congratulations. Next up is project team iBin from Enactus, Ireland. However, meanwhile, take your time, guys, relax. I wanted to take the time to speak with your country leader first and ask her about some of her impressions. Is that good? Relax, meanwhile. Got them excited already.
Ready to go.
Hi, Amy. What was your impression so far?
Amazing. This is just a phenomenal experience to be here. It's amazing to be in Astana, in this room as well. It's beautiful. But no, it's been fantastic to have 5 countries being able to compete in the iTwin. And already I'm blown away by how amazing they all are. So yeah, amazing.
I'm glad to hear that. You, as country leader of Enactus UK and Ireland, for this, this is for you extra exciting because you've got 2 teams participating. And also, you kind of initiated this partnership with Bentley. Can you tell us a little bit about how this all started and how it evolved?
I mean, I wish it was a more exciting story, but to be honest, Ivan is the powerhouse behind this with us. We were lucky enough to have, yeah, I think he does deserve our applause. We were really lucky to have Ivan as a final round judge at the Enactus UK then competition back in 2022. And I know from his experience there, he was blown away with Enactus, the passion, the innovation that our teams show. And then from there, we were able to build the first ever version of the iTwin competition, which now is in its 8th or 9th iteration by now, having done it across so many countries. We then have gone into doing it with Brazil, and then we were really excited this year to expand that to Ireland, to Canada, and Germany as well. So yeah, amazing.
Thank you so much for bringing this challenge to all of us and initiating this. Thank you very much, Amy. And I think now you're ready. We don't keep you waiting any longer. Ivan from Enactus, Ireland. Perfect. I hope you took this minute to really relax one more time and get ready for your pitch. What about now? Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Okay. You may now begin your presentation.
Perfect. How many of you watched the Olympics or the World Cup this year and cheered on proudly for your home country? Now let me ask you, how many of you are proud of this? This is the real aftermath of our everyday activities and happens everywhere around the world.
As a group, we have found a way to fix this, presenting iBin, our solution of minimizing waste while maximizing efficiency.
As our population continues to grow, so do our consumption habits, and as a negative result, so does the amount of waste that we produce. Whether it's on a campus, in an airport, in cities, or at high-traffic events such as the World Cup or the Olympics, overflowing bins are a major problem. Our infrastructure must adapt to these challenges, but traditional waste management systems are slowly starting to fall behind. Overflowing bins create many health hazards by attracting rats, insects, and wild animals, and the majority of the time the rubbish is spread far beyond the bin. Fines are also imposed for overflowing waste and littering, so not only is this bad for the environment, it's also bad for your wallets. And while the rest of the world is rapidly evolving with technology, waste management relies on traditional methods. During our research, we found that 70% of people encounter overflowing bins weekly, so there is definitely a substantial market for a solution like this. Current systems are outdated, and as a team, we realize that we have to change. So with what SDGs does iBin align with?
iBin aligns directly with SDGs 3, 11, and 12. We are reducing the health risks associated with overflowing bins, reducing fuel waste, plastic waste, and finally reducing our carbon footprint. So what outcomes did we achieve?
Firstly, campuses in urban areas have reduced overflow. With our notifications and innovative use of sensors, staff are alerted immediately when bins reach a certain fullness to prevent any overflow and, as a result, to prevent any fines. With our optimized collection routes, the time and distance required for waste collection is lowered, resulting in lower operational costs and reduced environmental impact. Staff no longer have to rely on traditional schedules that are ineffective and waste effort and thousands of plastic bags a year. A study in Geneva shows that optimizing waste collection routes based on real-time data could reduce the number of exchanges by a factor of 6 and save tens of thousands of plastic bags a year.
Now let's talk about what's in it for you, the user. The iBin app increases efficiency, reduces costs, and reduces the business carbon footprint. By automating notifications and optimizing waste collection routes, the amount of trips needed to be taken by staff is greatly reduced, hence reducing costs associated with labor, fuel, and evidently costs associated with plastic bin bags. In using iBin, users contribute towards a more sustainable environment. Its scalable design also ensures that as communities, colleges, and cities expand with their populations, so can the app. So really, it's a win-win for everyone. My name is Kian.
And my name is Barbara.
And we are really excited to show you our solution here today. Now that you've seen the benefits of iBin, what does the app actually look like?
When you open up the app, you land on the homepage, the heart of our solution. Each bin is equipped with a cheap yet reliable infrared sensor to measure the bin fullness. A digital twin is then created of the area, and bins are marked with green, yellow, or red indicators based on their fullness levels. You can also distinguish the bin type, for example, general, recycling, or compost, because separating our rubbish protects our environment. When a bin reaches a certain capacity, it turns red, and an automated notification is sent to staff. This is when our routing feature comes into play.
iBin calculates the most efficient collection route based on the algorithms used in Google Maps, reducing both time and environmental impact. Here we can see a sample waste collection route. In addition to this, we have a history log where data on past collections is recorded. This allows staff to make informed decisions about staffing and scheduling, and also predict peak usage times. In addition to this, we have an upcoming events tab, where events such as large conferences, semester starts, and large gatherings are noted for the benefit of staff. We also trained a machine learning model on previous bin fill data to allow us to predict future bin fill patterns. This data allows for the change of bin collection from reactive to strategic. Finally, we also developed an Arduino simulation to simulate bin fullness changes and update this in real time on the app.
With iBin, we want to transition from static, labor-intensive methods to dynamic, data-driven solutions. Now that you've seen the challenges that we face and the solutions that we offer, we ask you, will you join us to help build a sustainable future?
Thank you for your presentation. Team iBin from Enactus, Ireland. Thank you very much. We have one question right up here from the first judge.
thank you for your presentation.
This is established game.
Thank you again. Thank you for presentation. My question is about your business model. What is your business model?
Our business model.
Business model.
Yeah, perfect. So with iBin, our design is very scalable. So we want to plan out, let's say, with our university first. We can start off with 3, 4, or 5 bins, approach the university, and as they see the profits and the benefits of iBin, it can begin to scale. We plan to use it as a subscription-based model, so we approach businesses and we like to see it as a long-term investment. When we approach them with iBin, they reduce money on fines, they reduce money on fuel use, they can use their staff for other activities around campus. And with iBin, naturally the campuses and the businesses are much cleaner, so naturally they drive more customers, and with customers there's more revenue. So that's how it benefits the business.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good presentation. I just want to check, your model can it assist to clean rivers, lakes? You know, some of the oceans are very dirty these days now. Can you assist in that one? Thank you.
Sorry, could you clarify the question?
Are you able to clean lakes, rivers, and oceans which are dirty with plastics, you know? I just want to check if you'll be able to do that.
While this isn't like the original intention of iBin, I'm sure this could be like an idea that is like factored into the project, possibly like as an additional tab on the app to report waste in lakes and rivers and in other areas.
Great. So thank you so much for the presentation. I want to clarify something. So your bin has a sensor,
Yes.
right? Do you, so you don't separate waste, because waste, you know, wet waste is actually the big danger. And I want to find out exactly, you know, how do you plan to ensure that people are still sorting their rubbish?
In the app, we plan to have a feature that allows users to report bins that have potentially been soiled, say like a plastics bin that food has been thrown in. And obviously with issues like this, the sooner we get to it, the better, because less rubbish has been soiled.
Good. So it means you're going to have separate types of bins, right?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is in twofold. Have you tried the app already? Has it been tested?
This app and what we've shown here is
Yes.
running on test data, so it's not real data because we haven't had the access to the sensors, but we're very grateful for the funding from Enactus to be able to create this once we go back to Ireland, to roll it out in our university and to purchase the sensors and actually use this with real world data. But the data that you have there is simulated.
Okay. The next question is, so have you, what two challenges that you have envisaged during implementation and your proposed solutions for those two challenges?
Okay, I'd say the very first challenge would be, let's say with the sensors, there might be some maintenance needed with the sensors once they're in the bins, but the sensors that we've chosen, they're quite affordable and they are long lasting. Usually the sensors last for a few years, and if they do need maintenance or they do need to be replaced, we can recycle them, so there's no negative effect on the environment.
Yeah, and kind of to add on to that point, to kind of piggyback off other businesses' ideas, another business that is like in this kind of industry is Big Belly, and they use solar panels on top of their bins to kind of power this. Another issue that I could mention is kind of compliance. We understand that like bringing in this whole new technical solution might not appeal to those that run the bin collection companies. So that is like something we'll have to address.
We'd like to bring it to them as a long-term profit and
Exactly.
something that will benefit them in the long run. They have been relying on these methods for years and years and years, but it is time to change. It's time to focus on the environment and sustainability as we head into the future.
Thank you.
Hi, you mentioned Big Belly, so that reminds me, are you working with the Dublin municipality at all? Are you cooperating with Dublin municipality on this?
At the moment, no. not with big bellies.
Thank you. Your Q&A time has now expired.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team Ivan from Enactus, Ireland. Thanks a lot. Okay, we will now transition into a short judges evaluation break. Take your time to finish up your judging so far, get a drink, go to the bathroom, and see you back here in a couple of minutes. Once you hear the music from our video, then you will be invited to come back in around 5 minutes, so you know. Thanks a lot. See you.
Krasno.
Nee, die sind jetzt alle anonym.
Ja, sind alle durchgegangen. Ja.
Wollt ihr mal Umsatz reinholen?
So this experience has really inspired me.
Well, this platform is an amazing system.
The iTwin platform, what makes it really exciting is the wide range of applications it has.
Real-time insights, amazing overview, all your data on one screen.
With the iTwin4Good challenge, we took the students through a 6-week process that took them right from the ideation concept through implementation to now where they can then go on to make impact.
We're talking about using digital tech platforms to create sustainable cities, to create sustainable solutions to environmental challenges.
We designed this competition in a way that requires the students to use the iTwin platform because we really see that as game-changing technology. And it's just remarkable what they're able to come up with in terms of solving problems that have been around for a really long time.
I think the aim is to bring young people in and get them involved at an early stage with the technology so they can see what technology is doing, how it can benefit our industry.
People need to see things they can believe in. It's very powerful failing to contextualize it. Using the iTwin platform to really make it something that people can see and interact with. It really makes my story that much more powerful.
Using the iTwin technology was a great way to learn something new, to create a great solution and to help change the world.
The amount of people who impact using the payment system was quite literally endless. It was an amazing opportunity to be able to use it within our community.
Even as a storytelling device, and as much as it is a technical one, I think the iTwin platform has a lot of implications for my own career and education projects.
Welcome back, everybody. Settle in, please. I'm afraid we are missing a couple of judges, though. They got caught up in networking. Glad to have you back. Okay. Just to take the few minutes until Letitia, for example, gets back to judging, I hear we have a special guest with us today. Would you mind telling everybody who you are?
Hi everyone, my name is Peace Kennedy. I'm coming from South African Embassy in Astana. I'm here to say, enjoy what you're going to do here, guys. We're here to support you all the way, and thank you very much.
Thank you so, so much for joining and taking the time, and also for judging. This is amazing. All of you, though, the teams really appreciate your feedback and you being here, taking the time. Just maybe a few words. What is your impression of this challenge so far? Did you expect it like this?
I am impressed. Especially the first presentation. I'm not biased, but I just want to mention the importance of electricity. It's very, 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 valuable. Now, that one actually, talks to actually where I'm coming from. People who come from South Africa, they'll know very well that, Now, it was very much impressive, that one. Thank you.
I am very glad to hear that. Thank you so much, and welcome again. Thanks for being here. Okay, the row of judges has filled again. Perfect. So this is a perfect time to welcome on stage Project Access Structure from Enactus, Canada.
guys. I see you have a big support team there. Does that make you more or less nervous?
Less.
Okay, good. Just asking. For that, we start. You may now begin your presentation.
In Canada, 1 in 4 people aged 15 and above live with a disability. This translates to over 200,000 university students.
For those living with disabilities, not being able to obtain a university degree makes them 29% less employed than their counterparts with degrees.
As an individual who uses a wheelchair, I still see to this day challenges in the ramps into the building. So the ramp should be taken care of first.
Access structure is designed to enhance accessibility and sustainability on campuses, aligning with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, allowing students to achieve their full potential.
We consulted with Dalhousie University's accessibility planning specialist and learned there is a lack of cost-effective tools that provide end-to-end solutions.
This leads to wasted time and money for universities, putting them at risk of non-compliance and potentially harming their reputation.
In Canada, provinces are falling behind their goal of being accessible by 2030.
This is where access structure comes in, helping the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals come to life.
By conducting audits of campuses, we address SDGs 4, 8, 9, and 10 by upgrading education facilities, prioritizing inclusive infrastructure, and reducing inequalities.
By using student feedback to guide workflows, we address SDGs 11 and 16 by providing universal access to public spaces, as well as promoting inclusive decision-making.
Additionally, by using digital twins, our clients are able to reduce their carbon emissions by 0.15 tons, which is the equivalent of driving a car 726 kilometers, thereby addressing SDG 12 by sustainably managing natural resources.
Our solution involves a 2-stage strategic rollout plan.
In Phase 1, Access Structure automatically conducts audits to identify non-compliant areas, like steep ramps or narrow doorways, saving time and resources.
This empowers facilities managers to achieve compliance and attain industry leadership.
They can therefore avoid expensive reconstruction and earn a positive reputation.
In Phase 2, Access Structure increases campus mobility through our user-friendly app.
This allows our beneficiaries to increase their independence and participation on campus by having access to reliable information regarding accessible routes.
As exterior accessibility is often overlooked, we will now demonstrate Access Structure's features on an exterior ramp of this campus.
To the right of the user interface is the Property Validation API, which connects legislative data to our iModel.
In this demo, we will order a compliance check for this ramp slope. Let's click on the crate test icon.
We will be checking compliance against the related law, Accessibility Standards Canada B651.
After naming it, we select the Add Rule icon and set the maximum acceptable slope in degrees.
Once we set the maximum slope to 4.76 degrees, we may then create the rule.
After running the test, you can then view the results on the lower half of the screen. For demonstration purposes, we intentionally set the ramp slope to 7 degrees, and as shown here, this ramp fails a compliance check.
As you can see, Access Structure can also audit the width of doorways.
And it doesn't stop there. Access Structure can even audit curbs, ceiling heights, light fixtures, and so much more.
In terms of scalability, our secondary target market also includes other clients such as sports arenas, shopping malls, and even hospitals, helping them be compliant and achieve the UN SDGs.
The CEO of Smarter Spaces has validated our idea and has shown interest in collaborating, while St. Mary's University is committed in helping us grow our idea further.
This reaffirms the clear message we received from the CEO of Compliance Solutions Canada, that Canada and other countries are lacking accessible end-to-end solutions.
In future stages, we intend to use the Issue Resolution API to track workflows internally to provide an end-to-end solution.
We envision becoming the global supplier of go-to solutions for accessibility, enabling all organizations to pursue pioneering certifications such as the Rick Hansen Foundation Accessibility Certificate. I'm Ashish.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Anissa. And Enactus Canada invites you into joining Bentley's iTwin4Good to help us transform the world, one campus at a time.
Thank you very much, Project Access Structure from Enactus Canada. Let's go right into the Q&A session. Are there any questions already from the row of judges? Yes, please.
Thank you for the presentation. Is Access the name of the project again?
Access Structure?
Access Structure, targeting persons living with disability, right? In your interface, do you have a feature for those who could not see, for the blind? You have a feature for that?
Definitely. So our intended target market for access structure is not just limited to people with disabilities, but also people with temporary mobility considerations, such as toddlers, infants, elderly, or even pregnant women or young mothers pushing a stroller. So while we provide different compliance checks for physical accessibility features like a wheelchair ramp, we also include other things such as light fixtures. Now, the importance of light fixtures is to enable greater sight in the darkness, which helps you differentiate between the end of a curb and the road itself, enabling greater visibility and improvements for people with visual impairments.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. I want to clarify just, you've got this app that you've developed. So if you measure the various categories, is it something that's done in collaboration with the facility that you are evaluating? Because obviously, or are you going out there and you measure the 7 grades, you know, that the slope is too high?
So each rule it depends on the institution that we collaborate with. And so in collaboration with St. Mary's, they have their own lawyers that we can collaborate with in order to make sure that what we incorporate into their building, into their iModel, we can make sure that these regional, provincial, national, and even international legislations are incorporated into our model.
Additionally, these measurements are obtained from the 3D model of the organization, so it does not involve manual measurements.
That's what I wanted.
Thank you for your presentation. So my question is, how you generate revenue and how what are your strategy for the future to make this project sustainable?
Excellent question. So our initial plan for revenue is to charge an early adopter fee from our 2 pilot universities, which are our hometown universities. By charging them $5,000 USD as an early adopter fee, this enables them to receive access to a reduced annual subscription fee that we will charge beginning from fall 2025. Now in phase 1, which is when the pilot universities will be partnered with us, we will conduct product development and testing as well as rolling out the beta version of our app. Now the app is how we enable users to report work orders for temporary inaccessibility of accessible features. For example, as you heard in the testimony, the wheelchair ramp is essential to enter into any facility. If there is snow accumulated on it, if there is a broken tile on it, this renders it useless. So being able to create a work order and then have it completely resolved within the same day is essential for the maintenance of these features. This is what we will be piloting in phase 1. And in phase 2, once we roll out to other clients such as other universities as well as sports arenas, shopping malls and other commercial clients, we will charge them an annual subscription fee on the basis of square footage, number of end users expected, as well as the throughput that our app should be able to handle. Thank you.
Any other questions from the rows of judges? Yes, we have one here.
Hi, great presentation, thanks. So fast forward 2 years ahead. In terms of functionality and features, how do you see your solution developing?
Sure. So we envision using AI to facilitate the implementation of legislation, making it more easy and accessible. As well, this AI will be able to incorporate information that would allow universities who might not already have enough money in their budget in order to create 3D models.
Thank you.
Any other
Just to take a moment to share a few thoughts with all of the judges here. Our end goal, our long-term vision is to enable a world where people such as the ones we interviewed, our senior faculty advisor, need not think twice about being able to make it to a meeting, being able to enter a building without needing an additional person for assistance. This is a world that we envision. This is the world that we seek to create through our platform access structure.
As well, this app will not only allow people with disabilities to be able to get around easier, it will also be beneficial for anyone. So I live and work in residence.
Thank you very much. Your Q&A time has expired. Thank you very much. Project Access Structure from Enactus Canada with amazing support here. 4 rows of students and staff. That's perfect. Okay. We are sailing towards the end already. But before we hear our last pitch, I would really love to take a moment to speak to Željko for a moment. If you're not taking too many notes and I'm not taking away your time from judging, which is priority, of course, but love to hear a little bit more about the purpose of the iTwin4Good challenge. And yeah, I think you would be perfect to talk about this since you're Bentley Systems Senior Director of Bentley Education. So up until now, what is your impression of today?
Well, today has been amazing as I was expecting it to be, because I saw some of the country finals, and I think I mentioned on a few events that I was participating in when I was asked why is sustainability important. And as you can see from presentations today, it is incredibly important for the quality of your life. And that's what infrastructure does, and that's sustainability for infrastructure do, whether it is a road that brought you to this beautiful building, whether it is building itself, whether it is bridge somewhere in Africa that connects a village with the source of the water. Infrastructure and sustainable infrastructure is incredibly important. And then if you think of users, of our users that are working on that infrastructure, that are really considered as real-life heroes, because people that are working on projects like this are improving quality of someone's life, and to me those are real-life heroes. And the reason, I guess, and I mentioned this earlier in one of the events that I was participating, the reason for us to work with Enactus and to start this iTwin4Good challenge is exactly that. Because the type of people that are participating in competitions like this are the real-life heroes. People that are going to take our infrastructure and make it more resilient, more sustainable for the future generations. So yeah, I'm impressed, as I'm always impressed when I come to Enactus events, and we are looking forward to continuing this cooperation.
Thank you very much for making this possible, and we'd love to hear also from your side. Do you think that this cooperation with Enactus that you just mentioned, has it had an impact also in your organization and your employees in a way?
It certainly has, and again, going into country iTwin competitions, a number of our colleagues were participating either as judges or mentors or just attendees, and it is also refreshing for our colleagues to see what next generation thinks and how they see the future. Even Ivan mentioned it at the beginning that his son told him, "Hey, just listen," and that's exactly what we are doing. And yeah, it is again, it is. We feel that competition like this is having incredible positive impact on us internally as well.
I'm very glad to hear that, and I think this is what Enactus is about. So let's keep on working together to make this vision the reality. Thank you. And with that, like I mentioned, we're already towards the end. We have one last final pitch coming up. So I welcome on stage Project Flowport from Enactus UK. Benedict. Welcome on stage. It's good to see you. Last pitch. Is this a pressure or a privilege, or what do you think?
I think it's a privilege standing here among these amazing people. So yeah, looking forward to presenting.
Looking forward to your pitch. And with that, you may now begin your presentation.
Imagine managing an entire airport where thousands of people and assets move non-stop, where small problems can cause major disruptions. So in such complex and dynamic environments, how do you ensure everything runs smoothly? Let's discover how Flowport can help. Through my research, the biggest challenges that airports face include fragmented workflows, inefficient asset utilization, congestion, and limited real-time visibility, all leading to higher costs and loss of valuable time. The SDGs addressed are demonstrated here and include the following: 8, 9, 11, 13, and 17. Right, so the question becomes, how do you solve these issues effectively and sustainably? The key is through a holistic approach using a digital twin, which is created through asset tagging. Right, so by integrating real-time data, such as maintenance stats, positioning, as well as carbon metrics, you gain complete visibility into how assets interact and impact overall operations. The benefits are rooted in the following 3 pillars: better coordination and communication, enhanced passenger experience, and lastly, increased safety and reliability. Now let's see Flowport in action. From our dashboard, we can see the several tagged assets on the right-hand side. And within 3 clicks, you can easily find out about your assets, for example, the shuttle, in which area they are in. Moreover, you can even find out how much of them are available. Moving over to the iTwin, this was developed using MicroStation and is presented in the iTwin platform, where we can see several assets. Now for now, let's zoom in on this specific green shuttle. Right, so simply by clicking it, you can easily see its live stats, such as its maintenance, remaining useful life. As a proof of concept, I've also added several features which are displayed on the left-hand side, which I'll explore shortly. These include predictive maintenance, and lastly, I also included carbon metrics. Right, so through this dashboard, all your carbon metrics, such as total emissions, offset, are in one central hub, and they're computed in real time. And that's not all. Flowport also focuses on the flow of people, and to help passengers better navigate the rather large and confusing airports, I created an augmented reality wayfinder. Whilst this next feature is being deployed in airports, this is also super beneficial for other industries. These are namely the construction industry as well as underground utilities. You can interact with BIM models and easily navigate their properties, guiding construction and reducing waste. In addition, by incorporating this into underground utilities, airports can gain complete visibility and also reduce time, reduce their carbon footprint, and save time, as I mentioned, yes. As for the business model, this is a software as a service where the beneficiaries, in this case the airports for now, pay a monthly subscription. So as we've seen, in a world where the margin of error is razor thin, a digital twin is not just an option, it's an imperative. My name is Jonah, and I look forward to answering any questions you might have.
Flowport from Enactus UK. Thank you very much for your presentation. Hope
you.
you enjoyed the very last pitch. So now, are there any questions from the judges? First one here.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your presentation. And my question is, who was your partner, key partner, and did you test your business model with your partner? Thank you.
That's a good question, thank you. As this was developed in just 6 weeks, I haven't found a partner yet. However, I have received seed funding, so the next steps are translating this vision into a reality. And so I'll probably partner with British Airways and try to work out how we can best implement this solution.
Thank you. How does this integrate into existing systems in the airport management system?
Thank you, that's an amazing question. Right, so simply by deploying sensors to the tagged assets such as shuttles, APMs, as well as fuel trucks, for example, these IoT sensors then send data into the iTwin platform. In addition, the added common functionalities also that due to the Wayfinder, you can now create better pathways for passengers because, for example, if you have a congestion area and someone has tendencies like, for example, epilepsy or other disabilities, then they can easily guide that person to avoid certain routes as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonah. I want to find out if you had any, in terms of your research, before you started with this idea, did you meet with any airport company to find out what kind of systems they have?
So I've only accessed research and haven't been able to properly meet, but that is, of course, on the table in the next month or so. Yes, so I am looking forward to meeting with them.
Are there any other questions? This is your last chance. That was the last pitch, so take the opportunity.
Hi, Jonah. Great presentation, thank you. Could you talk a little bit about sustainability aspect of your project?
Right, thank you. So as we've seen, by deploying Flowport, we reduce carbon footprint as we have a live dashboard now, as I've presented earlier. And what this dashboard does is it allows you to set targets based on the months. And the key is not to hit those targets. And by not hitting those ceilings, that means you've done a great job as a company. And so I'd like to promote that.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Also looks like you did quite an amazing job at answering them beforehand. Or maybe our judges are just tired and want to grab lunch.
Possibly.
Last chance to ask some questions. We have a couple of seconds left, so I'm not going to take that time from you. Just hold out. But looks like all judges are happy and eager to judge and hopefully best evaluate what you showed us. Well then, thank you very much, Jonah.
Thank you.
Flowport, Enactus UK. So with this, we complete the whole round of 5 pitches that we had for this iTwin4Good championship here at the Enactus World Cup 2024 in Astana. All teams have worked extremely hard, and we saw that in your pitches. So let's take one more chance to give it up for them. Big round of applause. So, what's next? Now the judges will have a little bit more time to evaluate. Lunch will be served at around 12, so you can really take your time, enter all the feedback that you want to give. Remember, this is very important for the teams, so really take your time for that and note it down in the judging tool. For all the others, like I mentioned, we're going to transition into a well-deserved lunch break. This will be served downstairs by the breakfast area starting at around 12. The time that we have left, Monica from Bentley System warmly welcomes and invites you to take a group picture. So all the participating teams who were present up on stage here, take the time to potentially meet back there to take a nice picture and maybe get those congratulations from Bentley Systems here again. And for the others, just take the time networking once we get to lunch, you are welcome to serve yourself. Just remember, if you are an Action with Africa judge, which is the session that is right after this session, you will have around 1 hour for lunch. For all the others, we will start the session officially at 1:30 after the judges briefing. And I guess from that, I just want to give you an overview of what happens next within this challenge. Of course, we're eager to learn who is the winning team, and this will be announced at the Impact Partner session on 4th of October. It will be announced at the Convention Center where the Enactus World Cup will proceed from then on. It is at 1 p.m. and it will be announced in the Grand Hall. So make sure you're present for that and celebrate all the teams, most importantly, the one who goes out here as a winner. And with that, all there is left to say, thank you so much, Bentley Systems, for all that you have done to make this possible. And of course, a big final round of applause for all those teams present up on this stage. You were amazing. And with that, thanks a lot and see you soon. Bye-bye.